Hi folks, I'm Nathan with Two Guys to Ride. Today Rob and I are at the Power Pole Nationals in Hutchinson, Minnesota, and we're here with Brandon and Grandpa Ron. And so we're here to take a look at this magnificent tractor. What are we looking at?
Right here you're looking at it's called a mini modified. It weighs about 1,800 pounds, powered by a 526 cubic inch billet Hemi block with a 1471 supercharger. We just got done building this chassis. Really, it just finished up this past week.
Okay.
But this will be our first time competing with it today at the Power Pole Nationals, and this is our first time here as well. Haven't been to Minnesota yet, so.
Oh, welcome to the land of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And black flies, little nits. Okay, so now this actually started with Grandpa, right?
Yes.
So, Ron, what years did you start tractor pulling? I mean, was it all your life, or?
No, I started pulling in 1977 and pulled through 93.
Okay, and then you retired from pulling.
Yeah, I retired from pulling. And
So when you stopped pulling, did the boys start right away after that, or was there a couple of years gap?
no, they was too young to start, you know.
Okay.
And it was about probably 20 years after I quit, and we started pulling garden tractors.
Oh, sure.
And we done that a few years, and boys decided it wasn't fast enough.
Really?
So they got into some other mud bogging, and then they got back into mini rod. They decided they wanted to go mini rod pulling.
So
Been in this about 7 years.
okay. Well, it's got to make Grandpa pretty happy.
Yeah,
Be able to work with his grandkid or his his grandkids.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We got a great grandkid running around here. He'll probably be in someday.
Yeah. Awesome. So it passed from grandfather, kind of skipped mother and father, went to the grandkids.
Yeah.
So, but you work with your brother on this too.
Yeah, my brother, he started out, he built his own tractor, got it going, and then he's ran it the past, like you said, 6 or 7 years, and then it's kind of transitioned into this to where we've kind of got a grasp on, we know some people, getting parts and chassis, motors, and it's developed into, 2 tractors now, and I'm just really grateful to get into it. I had the opportunity. My brother gave me a discount on some parts, so we were able to put a second tractor together, and it's hopefully going to be really fun.
Oh, I bet it will be. I think part of that love of anything automobiles is the journey.
Yeah.
Right. It's the getting there. The racing's fun. That's an adrenaline rush, no doubt. But getting there is what is that's what makes the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Basically, how many classes are there?
Oh, I'd say there's probably 5 or 6 classes pulling the night.
Okay. So is this the lowest class, or are the tractors even smaller than this?
No, this is about the small size tractor that you're going to see on the track, but they're small, but they pack a big punch. You got a small machine. It's not much bigger than a golf cart, and you're putting 2,600 horsepower.
I was going to say 2,600 horsepower.
We're spinning the wheels, over 100 mile an hour is going on the track, but we're only traveling about 35 miles an hour.
Right, and you're pulling a heavy weight in addition to that. Now, because you look at the rails that go from front to back, they're not thick.
No.
You know what, like you would think of it.
Right.
Okay, so you got, man, that's a lot of horsepower. Holy schmoly! And you just took apart part of the motor to this morning.
Yeah. We thought we kind of had everything ready to go. We might be able to relax a little bit when we got here, but no. Sure enough, as soon as we got here, we noticed there was a leak, fuel leak behind the bottom of the blower. So we had to pull it off there and get it sealed up and put back on. So we've had a busy day so far.
I bet you have. So, I mean, you've got to come equipped with all the tools and the means to make any repairs right on the site.
Right, yeah. And a lot of that is, you can't pack everything out of the garage. We rely a lot on our, our co-pullers. There's a lot of, guys here that have, you know, big equipment. They bring welders.
So if you need
trailers.
something, they're
there to help,
able.
yeah.
They're willing to help.
Yes, yeah.
That's
makes
nice.
it,
That's part of that. That's part of, you know, it's like automobile collectors.
Yeah,
it's the same way.
You got to help one
You're
another
trying to
out.
find a part, a rare part. You find someone else who's got the same type of car.
Yep.
They're willing to help. So
Yes.
okay, let's go through some of the actually mechanical things on the vehicle.
Yeah.
So first of all, where's your throttle? Because
Okay.
there's a couple pedals, but
Yeah. You would think the throttle would be a, you know, foot pedal, but we're actually using a hand throttle there.
okay.
Because as you're going on the track, your steering wheel is pretty much useless. Your front wheels are carried off the ground going on the track, and you got to use them brakes. We got the left brake and a right brake to be able to steer the tractor.
Okay, so that's these two pedals here.
Yes.
So you actually have to brake, and depending on how much you do that is what straightens the tractor back out again.
Yeah. Yep.
That's got to take a little, I mean, for the driver, that's got to be a special touch.
Yeah, it is.
And it's got to be a little bit different on each machine because the brakes are, I mean,
every brake's a little
did you
different.
spend some time adjusting those brake sensitivities so it's like,
Yeah, I actually I had my grandpa pull me around the parking lot here earlier, and I was just kind of getting a feel for the brakes, you know, how stiff they were, you know, how much, you know, tension I need to put on them to, you know, stop one wheel or the other. So I've got a little feel, but
okay,
It's-
but it's not a lot of practice, right? You don't get to take it out on the track and just run down it at full speed, just trying it out.
no.
They don't let anyone do that.
No, you got to show up to the pool and you got to be ready to go. But I will let you in on one little secret here. I drew first hook, so I'm going to be the first puller out today.
Are you?
In the class, yeah. And as first hook in the class, if you don't like the way that your tractor pulled, normally everybody in the class gets, you know, one hook and you're done. The first puller gets the option. If I like my pass, I can keep it. I can keep that distance. If I didn't like my pass, I can go to the end of the class and pull again and have a second chance.
And have a second
But
chance.
only the
Interesting.
first puller
Only
has
the
that
first one.
option. Yeah.
And that's just random, right?
Yeah.
When you pull the slots for when you go.
Yep. It's
Wow.
all random.
Okay, so we got the throttle in its hand, we got the two brake things. You know, I was looking at the steering wheel coming over, and to me, it just seems small. But I guess if you don't really use it when you're racing down the track, it's only to get to the track and back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In which case, you're not going very
Yeah.
fast.
Big steering wheel just gets in the way.
Okay.
So stick with the small one.
I bet it's got to be an adrenaline rush.
Oh yes, it's
Holy schmoly!
your heart is just going 90 mile an hour whenever you're pulling up on this thing.
I
so.
bet. Let's talk about the gauges here. Tell us what you have in these three gauges right here.
Oh yeah. So right, we have an oil pressure gauge. Probably the most important gauge because that lets us know if we can even go out to the track and make a run. So we got to make sure we got some oil pressure in the motor. Here's our tachometer,
Okay.
digital, and then we have a boost gauge. If you know supercharger, they make boost. We're looking to push as much boost out of this supercharger as we can. So we're hoping to, you know, get up there on the boost.
Okay, I can see that these two gauges would be fairly easy to read from the driver's seat. Is the RPM gauge harder to read?
Oh, going down the track, I don't look at any gauges. I'm just focused on the track.
On the track. Okay.
Yeah. So I pay no attention to that.
Well, it doesn't last real long, does it?
No, few seconds and it's over.
And it's over.
Yeah.
Man. All right, so let's talk about these tires.
Okay, so yeah, when you get the tires, we don't cut them ourselves initially.
Okay.
They come as just a plain tire. Our tire cutter, Chad Mayhill, he's in Reynolds, Indiana. He actually has a shop and he cuts all these tires. Pretty much every puller buys the tires off of him, but you
Okay.
do have to keep them sharp. When the edges start getting torn back, next event we got to go through with the grinder and sharpen these edges back because that's sharper the tires, better traction to get you farther down the track.
Wow, it just looks so different.
Yeah.
That's it's got to hurt a little bit to shave all that money off that tire.
Oh yeah, it hurts just to buy them.
Yeah, I bet. Well, Brandon, I know that you need to get going because you need to get ready, prep for the race. But we sure appreciate you taking your time to share your a little bit of your story in racing and your tractor today. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys doing the interview and glad to help out.
Thanks for watching.
All right, thank you.